Good evening. Welcome to the December 16th, 2025 Millis School Committee meeting. We'll begin with attendance and just in time, Ms. Briggs.
Here.
On the spot. Perfect. I'm here, Mr. Anejo. Here. And Mr. Adis.
Here.
Excellent. Superintendent Mulaney is here also.
Should be here
Shalene will be joining us. Perfect. All right, so I'll read this announcement and then we can get started. So this meeting is being recorded and can be viewed on Mondays at 7 o'clock p.m. on Comcast Channel 8 or Verizon Channel 37. All meeting videos are also posted to the Millis Public Schools website under School Committee. All videos are also available on YouTube. All school committee minutes and agendas can be found on the school committee page of the Millis Public Schools website. Persons wishing to speak during open session must sign in before the meeting starts. Comments are not to exceed 3 minutes in time. Individuals may not name students, staff, or parents. All topics for discussion must be limited to those items listed on the evening's agenda, and all comments must be directed to the chair. The committee may not respond to public comments. It shall be the decision to discuss issues at a later date, and all times are approximate. I don't think we have anybody for anybody signed in. So we will welcome our student representative this evening. Hi, Jocelyn. Good evening.
Hi, Jocelyn.
These past few weeks have been quite busy. On December 5th, 6th, and 7th was the annual performance of the Nutcracker. 1,300 people attended the 3 shows, and 190 students participated. The students of the month were announced, and the winners were Avery Frappier, Ashley Chase, Nicholas Roy, and Pat Holleran. November staff of the month, member of the month was Mrs. Harkey. And in terms of clubs, Leo's are collecting gift cards. On the half day on Friday, an assembly was held and students lined up to sign the Mustache Pledge for Active Minds to support one another as part of No Shade November. Speaking of which, there were quite a few faculty members who won some awards, including Mr. Neville, who was most likely to be a villain in a video game. Principal Nash was best overall. Mr. Pinciaco was the best celebrity lookalike, and we had many matches. And Mr. McGowan was most likely to be asked to play Santa. Winter sports kicked off, and boys and girls have basketball games tonight. Winter track is in tomorrow, I'm pretty sure, and the hockey team is also off to a great start. Speaking of track, Matt Noonan broke the MHS indoor long jump record with an impressive 18 feet and 6.5-inch jump. Looking ahead, the band and chorus have their winter concert tomorrow, the 17th at 7 p.m. in its free edition. In terms of senior projects, last Friday was Mia Young held her senior project, which was a holiday concert to raise money for the Playing for a Change Foundation. There was a great turnout and everyone really enjoyed it. Angela Noonan is looking to collect clean orny towels and blankets for animals in need at an animal shelter in Pembroke. And Nicoletta Cronios is looking for donations to go to the Tufts Children's Medical Center. And of course, next Tuesday will be a half day and the start of the winter break. Thank you and happy holidays.
Thank you very much,
Happy
Jocelyn.
holidays.
And Miss. Oh,
Half day.
what's that? Oh,
Interrupted the half day.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on. I'm just glad there's somebody else who has a full day. Hi, Ms. Coppies. Welcome. Sorry, we're bemoaning the fact that some of us have a full day of school on the 23rd in our various districts.
When I first started teaching this was the guaranteed 2-week vacation when Christmas and the holidays fell the way they do. Way back when.
Way back.
A long, long time ago. I'm excited. I'll be flying to Florida on the 24th.
Oh, nice, nice.
So, alrighty. So from the Clyde Brown, the grade 2 Spanish immersion students have completed their study of opinion writing, and the students can now write opinion pieces in Spanish about familiar topics. They'll state their opinion as a topic sentence, including 2 supporting reasons, and then conclude by restating their opinion using different words. That's pretty good. In 3rd grade Spanish immersion, they are working on presentations about students' cultures, family traditions, and special celebrations. So over the last couple of weeks, they've learned about Nowruz, which is Persian New Year, Lebanese food like fatire, meaning family traditions and objects, different ways families celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Reyes Magos, Noche Buena, and interesting facts about Ireland and other countries, along with special traditions shared by grandparents. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. And the kindergarten classes have been having some great fun as my high school kids have been going over to complete lessons. So we've done a Feel the Heat lesson, which has been developed. The point students on it are Mia Vasta, Frank DeLuca, and Liliana Palazzo, who are all seniors. So that was exo and endothermic reactions. And then we've also done an erosion-based lesson that was led in point by Lincoln Hart, Blake Shepherdson, and Harrison Lower. So that's been really, we just came back today. And actually on Thursday, we've got Miss Colcord's class coming for an exo-endothermic lesson, and then we are headed to Miss Gerton's class for a kindergarten level exo and endothermic lesson. So it's been a busy couple of weeks doing all that, and it's been fabulous seeing the little kids' faces, the big kids' faces, and for the kids who are leading the lessons, it's been really fascinating because they're like, I didn't think it would feel so good to see it come to fruition. I'm like, yeah. So hopefully we're grooming generations of future educators to come. At the middle school, they had their concert last Thursday evening, and the auditorium was very full as they celebrated the holidays. The sixth grade ELA students are working on essays showing character change from beginning to end of a novel, and they participated in a whole grade 15-minute silent reading activity. So everybody in the grade read for 15 minutes, and then you had to write a 2-sentence summary of what you had just read in order to be your ticket to go to recess and lunch. So they're going to do this activity twice a cycle to sort of re-engage the idea of hands-on silent reading. In grade 7 math, they're solving 2-step equations with positive and negative numbers. And in social studies, they are wrapping up their units on Buddhism in South Asia before beginning to learn about East Asia. And the science students have been learning about cell organelles and using microscopes finally. 8th grade students are still reading Fever 1793 and are finalizing their essays, and they're using Magic Student AI to get some feedback on those essays. And they're still working on their Christmas Carol performances themselves. And in civics, they are exploring the issues faced by the Constitutional Convention of 1787. At the high school, as Jocelyn mentioned, there was the great concert by Mia Young. We had a stucco assembly last Friday, which was our early release day, which is when the Mustache Pledge was signed. And I'll just expand on that a little bit because it's something unique to Millis. So No Shave November is a larger event around men's health awareness. And so the Active Minds group with Beth Morrill wanted to do something very concrete for our students. So they came up with the Mustache Pledge. So there's these giant mustaches around the building, and then students are pledging to be kind to one another. And if they see someone who they think would benefit from someone being kind to them, to kind of step out of their comfort zone and ask how someone's day is going. And so it was very nice to see during the actual assembly, Beth was like, let's come down and sign it if you want to, and the seats literally emptied as so many kids got out of their seats and wanted to sign the pledge, so that was really lovely, kind of as we go into this December season. This Friday, the Chem Club is hosting a STEAM activity night. It is a drop-off event for students in grades 1 through 5. I think one of yours is going to be there, if I am not mistaken. So Nicholas Roy and I have been working together with the other students to plan some fun science activities, but also provide parents an opportunity to maybe have a few hours of quiet before the busyness of vacation week kicks in. And let's see, I think that's about what I have for this evening. Any questions?
No.
Great, thank you.
I just want to say congratulations on the Nutcracker.
Oh, thank you. They did it was fabulous. It was such a nice performance this year. And I appreciate all of your support in making sure that it could happen and get out there. So it's, we're already planning for next year, believe it or not. So what costumes are going to get replaced? The kids are all like, what parts they want to have. They keep telling me, I said, I'm not going to remember this conversation, right? And they're like, I'm like, But yeah, no. And actually, Charlie and Chocolate Factory, as you know, is auditioning down the hallway right now. So that's coming up as the spring musical in late March, early April. So that should be a good time. So thank you. Everyone have a great break.
You as well. Thank you very much. So just a couple of action items. First is consideration to approve the November 18th, 2025 meeting minutes.
We're going to pass.
And they'll pass it all together. We're just doing both next time.
We're going to do that.
Okay. Because
We don't have enough people that were here.
well, we could do the 18th, but but not the
This is
second.
two
But we can
sets.
just, yeah, it's 2 sets, so we can do the 18th and then bring the second ones back. If that makes sense. No, all good.
Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Ms. Briggs.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes unanimously. And we will, the December 2nd meeting minutes are on the agenda. We're going to postpone that because we do not have enough members who were present to vote on it. Second of 2 action items is consideration to approve the Millis Public Schools Pathway Exploration Policy for Career and Technical Education. And
Hurley
welcome,
with us tonight.
welcome, Mrs. Hurley.
That sounds like that should make a great acronym, but it just doesn't. Look at,
I know, because it's not my cap, so it just doesn't work.
That's part of it.
Right.
That comes along, right?
Yeah.
I just made just a few slides, if that's all right. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Okay.
so will these slides be made available for the packet in case?
Yeah,
another
we can
wants
put
to
them
be
in the packet. Yep.
Sure. Very exciting. Nice transition there. First of all, I want to just say thank you so much. I know you all were on many of the Zooms for the building project, and it's really exciting after 2.5 years of being on many different meetings and listening in that the town supported that. So just a quick note of thanks to everybody. We're very excited. So, but yes, huge gratitude there. So this evening I'm here to talk to you all about a new state initiative that kind of came through, and it needs your blessing so that Superintendent Mullaney can pass it forward for approval. But basically, we want to make sure that all of our Millis students, as they're in middle school, are aware of all the different career and college and different high school pathways that are available to them. So the state has asked middle schools and then high schools to come up with clear and equitable access kind of education, just making sure from town to town that we're all appropriately informing students and their families about what options are available to them. For Millis students, the 3 primary options that are available to them, they're not the only options, but we are a sending district, bless you, for Tri-County Regional Vocational Technical High School. We also can send students to Norfolk County Agricultural High School. And then we also want to make sure that everybody's aware of all of the career and technical pathways and opportunities that are available to students in our own high school. And so doing this work to put together this pathway, we've had some really valuable conversations about making sure families know in a timely fashion what opportunities are available to their children. Because what we have found is that Tri-County and the Aggie are all doing their open houses and things right now. And then we tend to talk about Millis High School in the spring as they're selecting courses and things like that. So we want to make sure that we are presenting all the options at both in the fall and in the spring so that students feel like, you know, especially private schools right now, we've got a lot of Ravenna requests and things like that. So we want to make sure that everybody knows all of the options at the right times. So that's been one awesome thing that has kind of come out of looking at how we do things. We also want to make sure that while the students are in the middle school, in addition to learning about what is available to them as a Millis resident, that they also are just thinking about themselves as learners. As you know, we really want students to be taking ownership of their learning and their path. So we want to make sure that we're talking to them about their proficiencies, their interests, and learning to use some of the tools that the state has provided. So there's a thing called MyCap, which is some career and proficiency surveys and like exploration of different things that are open to students, and it goes with another program that ties in some civics and civil action and just a whole bunch of stuff. So it's really just accentuating kids thinking outside the box, not necessarily like I need to stay in a traditional high school and go to college, that there's a whole wide variety of opportunity for them, and to get that thinking started in 7th grade and into 8th grade so that they make informed choices as they look to high school and beyond. So that is the plan that is in front of you, is kind of articulating how we'll make sure that we inform students, we inform parents, that we have the Aggie and Tri-County come through. If students want to go tour, that those are not dates that count against them as unexcused absences. We'll have things on our website. We'll add things to our handbook. The state is really just looking for us to be clear and upfront and equitable in all different communities. So that's the document you have in your packet for your approval. And then if it's okay with you guys, I just wanted to talk about one other thing. Do you want to vote on that before I just...
Well, we just keep going. You're on a roll.
Okay.
This is
Like, shut
this
her
is great news. That the committee's aware of, but I
Yeah.
can provide more details.
Yeah, so presenting at conferences was something that I did as a new, like, I was in the classroom and I was like, what can I do that feels expansive? But I wasn't ready to leave the classroom yet. And so I started to present at conferences, and I just found that really bucket filling as an educator, to kind of get outside of the classroom, talk to other adults, talk to other people who are interested in like refining their craft and kind of thinking about the bigger picture, what's next in their teaching and learning. So I had the awesome opportunity years ago to go to this one particular conference. It's called NCTE. It's the National Convention of Teachers of English. So it's basically like the ELA convention, and it's the most delicious and juicy conference. It's like 4 days, and it's full of authors and books, and they are releasing books before, like they have all their arcs. And I don't know if you guys have read the book James, like Percival Everett is the author, won the Pulitzer, and he was like the keynote speaker. And Jason Reynolds, who wrote a lot of books that our students love, The Long Way Down, had a session. Like, it's like the who's of book nerd life. And so anyway, so I knew that this was a great conference because my best friend years and years ago was an English teacher. And as a science teacher and English teacher, we collaborated with a poet, and we presented at NCT. It was like our little bucket wish list item. And so when we put in and got accepted, we were really excited. Fast forward to now, some of our teachers last year were really excited about the work we were doing with student-led conferences. They just were like, this has totally changed the game. The conversations are so different. The kids are involved. And it just had an energy to it. And so they were like, what can we do next? And I said, why don't you put it in for presenting at a conference? You know, like, this is a really good thing, and you guys have worked really hard. And they were like, us, you know, little old us. And I was like, absolutely, you guys, you know, are fire. We've had really great teachers here. And having been at a couple other districts, I know that they're really great. So Sharon Monahan and Wendy Canareggi applied to NCT to be a presenter, talking about the student-led conferences, and it got accepted. And so we traveled to Denver, Colorado to present about the student-led conferences. And I wanted to go and support them. They were very gracious and like, yo, you have to come and present with us. So I feel like it was their thing, which is why I'm talking about them a lot. But they did a beautiful job. They shared all of the different layers of student-led conferences, how it's increasing student voice, it's increasing family and community engagement. The turnout has been phenomenal. We've been at like 90% participation for the 2 years that we've done student-led conferences. It's been like a really foundational piece of our school. We keep taking feedback and like looking for feedback from families to make it better and better. We're going to have follow-up conferences this year in March, which we're really excited about. So the continuation of the conversation and keeping kids in the center, that like, you know, learning keeps going no matter what. It's not an autopsy. It's always happening in real time, right? That formative assessment. But Sharon and Wendy did take it to the next level. They did a great job. They created like a goodie bag that had a QR code, and then inside it had role play, and it had different we called them Mad Libs, but they're like sentence starters and conversation starters, because just as the kids are not necessarily ready to go and talk about themselves, parents also come in kind of cold. Like, I want, in the moment you're listening to your kid, you're trying to be supportive, but you have curious questions, all that kind of stuff. So they had like all the different kind of script prompts and things in the bag. We had a wide variety of folks that attended, from coast to coast. It's a national conference. There were thousands of people there. But it was great. And, their biggest things, I got to travel with them. And I just want to say again, like, Millis teachers are incredible. These two women, and I know they're just a small sample of the teachers that we have. We're flying, and they're like doing their grades, and they're typing in their comments for every single kid. We'd go all day long to 6 different sessions, and they'd be back in the hotel room like typing their comments for each kid. Like, they're such dedicated and hard workers. But the best part was that they just loved this opportunity as professionals to go and grow and get new ideas and bring them back. It really infused them with a lot of energy, and like coming back and them talking about the experience of presenting, they also inspired like other colleagues that are like, oh, maybe we should give this a go too. And we have Mrs. Panciaco's in a leadership program, and she's getting her principal licensure. And so, they're just different ways for our teachers to keep growing and getting better at what they do and thinking about the things that they do. I'm sure you guys have been to good conferences and some not so good conferences, but this one is dynamite, and it's been very rewarding for the 3 times that I've been there, and I've heard that from many other educators too. So I wanted to just say thank you to the town for supporting this and celebrate our teachers that are putting themselves out there and taking a risk. They were really nervous, and they did great. So I love that part, that we're all lifelong learners too. Sharon's going to retire, which kills me, in the spring. And yet she's still like, she's like, I want to finish on a high note. I want to finish strong. She's always reinventing and what can I do better? So I'm sorry that I'm like tapping into my childhood high school debate speed talking, but I don't want to keep you on a cold night. But
No.
these are great things. I think
Yes.
it's great for us to accentuate the good work that our teachers do, and to celebrate it. And I also think it's very timely to honor and celebrate all the different ways our kids can succeed in the world, and that there isn't just one track for everybody, and that, going into the vocations can really, really be a very successful pathway, and drawing that into the limelight, I think, is wonderful for so many of our learners. So I'm excited about this new initiative that the state put forward, so that we can take good care of our kids and our families.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions?
No, that's fantastic. I appreciate you sharing all that about with the work that they're doing too. That's yeah.
It's good.
That's great.
It's good. We need to fill that, there's so much that's asked of teachers these days. So it's nice to fill their bucket and focus on the good stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Their opportunity to give back, but they're also picking things up while they're there. So
Yeah.
it's a great
Absolutely.
professional opportunity.
Yeah. It was really rewarding.
So
then you
Yeah.
write
Yeah.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Underhill.
I move that the committee approve the Millis Public Schools Pathway Exploration Policy for Career and Technical Education as presented this evening.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Hi.
Aye. All opposed? Nay. So that's 3-1 in favor.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you
you.
very much. Thank you.
Got your email on behalf of my 6th grade boy. He got a stern talking to.
Those middle school bathrooms never
Yeah.
fail to disappoint.
I don't care if he was involved, he still got a talking to.
Oh, goodness sake.
So we don't have any time and nothing for time and learning this evening, but we do, and then we do have an MSBA update. Robin, you want to?
Yes,
Thank
the Millis voters turned out. We are going to build a new school. 74% to 24% are the yeses. So I just want to thank everybody that came out to vote, everyone that put in all the time, from the school building committee, the select board, the finance committee, the capital planning committee, town officials, and most importantly, our dedicated parents group that helped raise awareness for this project and got the word out and the signs out on the street. And this was such a result of everyone's hard work together. And thank you for supporting our students and our school. We are not even close to being done now that the vote has happened. We actually have a meeting tomorrow to talk a little bit. The building committee has a meeting tomorrow to talk more on now what do we do? We started the process for selecting the construction manager. So we're going to talk more about that tomorrow. On Tuesday, December 9th, 26 professionals representing 9 construction firms met for an overview of the project and toured the middle high school building in preparation for submitting a statement of qualification. A short list of qualified construction managers, or CM firms, will be identified based on their submitted statements in early January. And proposals from these firms will be received in February. The expectation is that the construction manager firm will be selected by the first week of March in 2026. Pre-construction tasks, including permitting, will then begin. The process is going to take about a year, and groundbreaking is scheduled to be in March of 2027 to begin construction of the new middle school wing and the new gym. The new addition is slated to be ready to be occupied at the beginning of the 2028-2029 school year. Once that's completed, the middle school students will be moved into the new wing, and the high school students will then move into the 1966 wing of the building, while renovation begins on the high school wing. The work is scheduled to be completed in February of 2029. And the high school will then move into the newly renovated section, and then the 1966 wing is going to be demolished. The demolition and related site work should be completed, or is supposed to be completed by the beginning of the 2029-2030 school year. That's crazy, 2030. Sounds so far from now, but it's not.
No flying cars.
Experience with Clyde Brown, it had that timeline, and it seemed like it went up like that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just done. Very cool. So yeah, we're all very excited and can't wait.
Yep. Yep. Thank you for that. And just one other, before the superintendent's report, I think a thank you to Superintendent Mullaney as well for the work that you've put in along the way to get this, to make sure that everyone knows as much as they can making the decision as well. I think that
Yeah, and
is
educational
worth as
scope
well.
and all the work you
Yep.
did with the teachers.
Yep, absolutely.
It's amazing. Thank you so much.
And then I guess now we're into budget,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, thank
Still
you.
very
Thank you, Bob.
preliminary. Just a budget update. We have a meeting tomorrow at Town Hall with the department heads. So we don't have any firm numbers yet or anything, but, we're beginning the process. Nailing down what salary is going to look like next year, which is a little easier to predict this year because we have the CBAs in place. There's only the transportation CBA and the agreement with cafeteria workers to do this year, but the other major bargaining units are all set, so we can get a pretty good projection on numbers for salary. Then it's just kind of looking at expenses and, coming through that. We'll be beginning that process and sharing the numbers and working on that with the committee in the upcoming weeks and months. And then the goal is to have something to present for your initial approval sometime in February, or if it goes in March, and that process goes again. So, if there's any questions, again, still kind of preliminary.
Hopefully nothing as jarring as that 1 year.
Right, yes, yeah. And special ed tuitions, 3.67%, I think, not 14.4.
Right.
But there are, as we talked about a few weeks ago, there's some that are applying for reconstruction of their tuition rates, but, let's see.
The judge sent that information to Representatives Vaughn and DeRosa,
Right.
as well as Senator Roush.
Awesome,
So I
yeah.
shared that with them.
I met with Senator DeRosa when he had his like open meeting and
the
talked about that too.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
you need to fix this.
And Representative Vaughn was here last Thursday, and we discussed, the issue with special education tuitions, as well as the Chapter 70 formula. And we also did a little tour of the building, because he said he'd never been anywhere other than the auditorium. So we took him around, and he'd only been here at night for meetings, so he'd never seen our fields, so I was happy to show him that. And he felt like if there's anything he can do to help us, he's going to do that. So, I'd like to thank Representative Vaughn for coming around to the school. And, I think the word is definitely getting out about the impact, the high price of out-of-district tuitions and the inequities of the Chapter 70 formula for state aid. The word is out now. So hopefully the legislators can do something about it and look at some remedies for that to help out the numerous towns and cities in the Commonwealth that are, facing some severe financial burdens as a result of these policies.
I think so the new business, I think, is the one last,
So
right?
we had a request come in early this week, or the end of last week, regarding a field trip in the 5th grade, and it would need school committee approval because it's out of state. It's down in Rumford, Rhode Island, which I think is kind of near Providence Way, near Pawtucket. The 5th grade would like to visit the United States of America in Rumford on the 27th. And it's a STEM lesson that looks at angular motion, projectile motion, linear motion, and there's a project element to it. And it's also, the kids will have fun while they're doing it, because they'll be doing it in a roller rink. And so, so it would be on January 27th of 2026.
Mr. Chair,
Ms. Briggs.
I make a motion to allow the 5th graders to go to the United Skates of America in Rumford, Rhode Island on January 27th.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes unanimously.
Sounds fun.
United Skates of America.
I know.
Misread that like 3 times.
Yeah, same. Yep. Like, wait, what? That is the end of the items on our agenda. We do not have an executive session scheduled for after this evening. So our next meeting is January 6th, 2026. Still no flying cars. January 6th, 2026. And take a motion. We are. What's that?
3 Kings Day.
Oh, that's right.
Mr. Chair,
Ms. Briggs?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Bless you.
Seconded. Any discussion? No?
I think we
This
should
is-
adjourn. That's my discussion.
Agreed. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimously. We are adjourned. January
holidays,
6th.
everybody.
Happy
Happy
holidays,
holidays.
everyone.
Thank
Happy
you.
holidays.
See you next year.